We call the benevolent beings of light, archangels, and ascended masters to guide and inspire us during this forum. Our forum's vision is to bring the understanding, tools, discipline, and support for those seeking to enter the straight and narrow path, the road less traveled, that will lead us along effectively and steadily through the ascension process. Integration of the human experience with our divine origin is moving us full circle to achieve our divine potential. So be it. Amen.
Amen.
We thank you for answering the call from on high to attend the forum. Let us join our hearts and minds in preparation to receive the blessings offered. We ask you to please release your day from your mind and center yourself. Breathing in deeply and release. Breathe in deeply and release. Take a deep breath in and release. Relax the tension in your body and your mind. Now bring your full attention to the forum. Be fully present in order to receive and fully retain the discourse gifts. John, please do not record the video and song. Can you do the God opener?
And now the quote. The right doors won't open for you until you are the version of yourself that's supposed to walk through them. So true. Stay on God's time and you'll do just fine. Soul graduation, that's our topic tonight. I feel that the information on this video really laid it out so clearly about how important each one of you are in God's plan. If any of you skip out early and don't complete what you came here to do, not only are you leaving a hole in the plan because nobody can replace you, but also you'll have to continue to finish up. It's so important to use the matrix while it still exists, even though it's crumbling around us, to do just that. the beauty of the light that you are is not what we need to worry about. It's already there. You're adding to it by going through the experiences that you do on a daily basis to see and to know where you stand. Do you fall into fear? Do you worry? Do you stress? These are signs that you don't trust, that you're on track. Where else could you be except right where you are? Nothing in life is by mistake. It isn't. It's by design. And guess who designed your life? You did. And you say to yourself, well, why would I have to go through some of this stuff that I did? I mean, what was I thinking? But it wasn't you thinking. Your higher self decided we have some work to do. We let things go in other lifetimes, and we really need to address them right now. And so we are put to the test. Then we get to the point where we've paid off our karma, and we are just simply finishing up, adjusting our patterns to serve us better, that we don't fall back into an old pattern that isn't working, and you know it doesn't work. Every time you try it, everything goes wrong. Nothing gets resolved. The game's over. It's graduation time, and that's why this forum was created. It was created because we are putting on our big girl and boy pants, and we're saying we can't fool around with this spiritual evolutionary journey anymore. We really want to ascend to the next level, and the next level brings us into a heavenly consciousness. You know, the longer you do the work on yourself, the better you feel, the lighter you feel, the more complete you start to feel. You become more authentic. Really, you do. You become yourself. You're not afraid to be you. You're not worried about what people think. You just do what you do because you know in your heart that's what you want to do. It's the right thing to do. We're not sheep. We're independent, sovereign beings, divine, no less, at our essence. Your true self is divine. So identify with that part of yourself. You know, people say to me, how come I don't hear like you? Why don't I hear that voice? It isn't like that. It's an inspired thought that you get. It's inspired. And all of a sudden you say, oh man, yeah, I got to do that. Oh, that's such a good idea. Oh, I'm so glad I thought of it. Well, that was inspiration. It brought you joy. It's something you want to do. Then it puts you back on track. We get caught up in the daily life, the routine. Go to work, come home, make dinner, clean, da, ba, 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 ba. It's really boring. And it gets more boring the more that you bring light in and let go of old patterns. And you start to say to yourself, there is so much more that I want to do, that I want to be, that I want to know in my heart is the real me, the real you, the divine you. Those beautiful pictures of the beings, they're very large people. If you see them, all of the beings on the other side of the veil, if you do have a vision and you see them, they are very, very large, and you feel very, very small in their holy presence. It isn't that. It's just the way you're witnessing them. Okay? When the Pleiadians started coming here a long, long time ago, they're one of the first ones to really spend a lot of time with the humans, helping us develop. And they take on a body just like ours. They look just like us when they're embodied in a 3D body. So it's not like they're going to be the giants walking around. Although I have seen that the Venetian people, when they embody, they're usually very, very tall stature. They just can't help themselves. So, what are we going to do? Are we going to keep dreaming? Because it really pumps you up when you listen to a video like this, telling you how absolutely integral this part of your life is, so important, and your part is in the scheme of things. Each one of you are very different, different personalities, different likes, different areas that you live in. All of us are different, but there's one thing that's the same, and that's our divinity. You see? So always look for the things that bring you together with people rather than look at the differences. It's so important to truly understand oneness is a person who can just look beyond the outer physical being that they're looking at and know that there is a divine being somewhere in there. And as you send love to that person who isn't acting very divine, the more that you send light and love, the more that they start to absorb that light because it feels so good and they're not used to having that around. And they start acting different, or if they're not ready or don't want to feel so good because they're used to feeling miserable, they'll go away from you. They'll go away. If you're working with people that just don't fit and you know they don't, eventually they'll either be somewhere in another department where you won't see them, or they won't even be in the company anymore. They just won't be there because the frequency will just keep lifting from those that are consciously sending light into everyone around them. It's so easy to just judge somebody. Oh, what a this, what a that. It's really easy to do. I slip up too. But then I say, God bless them afterwards because I get my head together. God bless them wherever they are. We were there too. It's just showing us what we used to look like. Ouch. And people looked at us and went, oh boy. We all are coming into ourselves so beautifully. Just let it happen naturally. The things that you really want, just keep dreaming them. Keep dreaming them until it becomes manifest in your life. It's true. That's why the prayer for the Academy of Light is a constant for me and those that are also doing it. And I know it's going to manifest. And all kinds of options are coming up and all kinds of ideas. Keep your mind open. Give everything the attention that it deserves. Do your job well. Whatever you do it well. Do it with all your heart. Find the joy in it. And if you can't, find another place to be. Find another place until your joy is satisfied. What is joy? Joy is way beyond happiness. I can be happy about one thing one day and the next day it has no effect on me. All of us are like that. But joy is different. It's deeper. It's something that you feel deep inside your being. And when you let go of the things that have been setting you back and troubling you and filling your head with all kinds of worry and fear, when that goes away, all that's left is this sense of joy. You're smiling for no reason at all. You're just feeling that joy inside you. It echoes through every cell and it wakes up this joy throughout your body and fields. It's a tremendously beautiful feeling. Everyone has glimpses of it. Now let's live it every day. No matter where you are, no matter what you do, you can find the joy in it. And if you can't, find the joy elsewhere. We're not stuck anywhere. We make choices. Make wise choices, my 100-year-old friend told me. Always make wise choices. And what would be a wise choice? I wondered. And now I know. Whatever brings you joy in your work, in your volunteering, in extracurricular, in your family, if it's cooking, God knows not cleaning for me, but cleaning, whatever brings you joy, do it. Do it frequently. And there's going to be some stuff like paying bills and dealing with all the 3D stuff that you have to do. Right now, we have to do this. It doesn't exist on other planes. There's no clutter on other planes. There's no possessions. There's nothing to own. All there is to give, to serve. And you're only serving yourself and God, who you really are a part of. So why do we exist? We exist to keep growing and expanding our love, to learn about ourselves every day and learn to laugh a little bit. I did something stupid, hit my head under the desk. I knew the desk was kind of big and I had to slide my chair out a little more before I sat up. And when I hit my head, now normally I'd get all mad back in the day. I'd be so angry that that happened. And now I laugh. I find it very funny that I was so silly that I didn't move that chair out and I knew to. Find joy in your life. Learn to laugh and be easy on yourself. We're so hard on ourselves sometimes, trying to perform. Although I always say that we should always compete only with ourselves, to always do better, to always give more, to always be willing to be there for whoever needs us. However, we've got to do it for ourselves. We've got to remember that if we're sinking and we're not feeling good about our life, how are we going to help anybody else? We can't speak with wisdom because we haven't been wise to take care of ourselves. There are so many people drowning right now in their emotions, especially based on fear. It hurts to see this going on. It really hurts. Although the most important thing we have to remember about this is don't pity anyone. Don't pity them, because that energy goes into them when you do that, into their fields, and it just brings them down more. Send them love and light. It'll touch them deeply. It'll lift them. It'll awaken them. And then someday they're going to look at their situation and their surroundings and say, whoa, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Look at where I am, what I'm doing or not doing. And they're going to have an awakening. As the great beings of light have never given up on us, we should never give up on anybody either. Know that everybody's on their own time. We were on our own time waking up too. Remember, we're all one. We're looking at our own reflection. And when we look at our own reflection, we're actually judging a part of ourselves we're not happy with. Oh my goodness, imagine that. You can't see them. They gave you the gift of a mirror of yourself. Wow, what a concept, huh? That's the gift we give each other. That's why we need each other so much. I know people that just hide their whole life. They're just hiding. They hide because they don't want to see themselves out there. They don't know that, but that's what's happening. And then one day they have to go out. Oh my God, what a rude awakening that is. They actually have to look. Be brave. You're not alone. You've got the best of the best around you. They love you very much. And you're all star seeds. You came in with so much behind you. And you'll come into it. How do you come into it? Keep having experiences that shows you what's blocking you from stepping beyond your limitations. It happened to me just the other day. Yeah, we had a flood. And instead of going nutso and having a fit and have my hair stick straight up in the air and scream bloody murder at everybody around me, I went into prayer. I told the universe, what is this about? And the universe told me it was an initiation. It was to see how I would react to something that would normally trigger me beyond my tolerance. I passed the test. I sat in prayer. I told the universe, okay, I want the house restored exactly the way it was or better before this happened. It's restored completely, everything. Yes, it took work. We're the boots on the ground, but we used our head. We worked the solution, not the problem. Be the person that has the solutions rather than get all tangled up in worrying about the problem. You resolve it. You're not here to stress over it and to let it consume you. And each time you can do this, you have a marker, and so does the great masters that are watching over us. They have a marker to see, oh boy, look at how the growth has come to this person, that they can go through something that normally would have made them a crazy lady, out of control, to handle it like a master. This is how the ascended masters became that. They were put to the test. Think about the great ones in the world, how they were attacked, murdered, hung, you name it. They went through it and all the experiences leading up to that. But they did what they came to do. You came to do the same thing, only we don't have to be hung, poisoned, tortured. We don't have to do that anymore because we have enough light surrounding us, in us, and through us, and supporting us from the outside that it won't happen anymore. We're just here to hold that light. That's it. And have fun doing it. Live consciously, my friends. Every day. You don't have to figure out what to do. Just do what you do. Just do what you do. This isn't something that is a puzzle that you have to put together. You just have to live your life and turn it over to your higher self every day. Thy will be done. Put your life in divine order like I do. And that doesn't mean it's going to be walking through the flower garden. It's going to be exactly what you need that day. Go for it. You've got everything with you to support you. You don't have to worry about a thing. Just stop worrying, stressing, and let go of the fear. There's nothing to be afraid of. Nothing. This is the soul's graduation that I'm talking about in a nutshell. And that video did a nice job with it. It shows us that we don't have to wait for somebody to fix us. We don't have to make an appointment and go have somebody clear us from our problems or make us healthy. We have to be healthy mentally and emotionally, and then our body follows suit. You are completely unlimited. The only limitation we have is not believing who you really are. If you read that series of books, The Masters of the Far East, it changes your world. It helps you to understand that the universe responds to your voice when you are in your center, working from love, honor, and respect. And the universe will create the answer to your question, the answer to your prayer. There's nothing you don't know already inside you. But do you trust it? We must learn to trust. I have people actually call me up and ask me if they should do something. It isn't my decision. It's your decision. You need to trust that you're being guided. You need to trust yourself and know that you have a divine being actually living inside you. The Christ is in you. That is your potential. And all your answers and your inspiration come through that source, not out there, because everybody only has an opinion. You see? This is the gospel truth. And because your own higher self would never misguide you, because the whole reason we're here is to become that, you can trust. You can trust that inspiration. I can talk about this with a surety because I'm telling you I went through it. I didn't trust it either. I constantly asked outside myself. It got very old after a while because nobody said what I wanted them to say. Yeah, very frustrating. And I'm saying to myself, okay, somebody, if I ask enough people, somebody's going to agree with what I want to do. Yeah, well, okay. Just go inside, make friends with yourself, that part of yourself that you really want to be. It's actually so much fun after a while. It's the only thing you want to do. Some of the points that they were making in that video, I wanted to go over. So your soul's purpose. Now, this is a big question that everybody seems to have. And I had too. Why am I here? What's the purpose of all of this? Life is so boring sometimes. Well, get the spark under you to find out about your divinity, not from reading a book, from getting in touch with that part of yourself. Start believing that that's really you. And when you say something really inspirational to somebody else, remember that message was for you first. Listen to what you say to people and make sure the advice you give is what you do in your life. Very important. Otherwise, there's no reason for you to be helping people because we need the help too. We have people come to us because they're a mirror of something going on inside us. And that's the only way we'll even have a clue. Don't be afraid to discover your weaknesses, your faults. Don't be afraid of it. Don't be afraid of your shadow. Just cleanse it. Cleanse it and be free. It's been a long journey. each lifetime is just a couple of minutes of eternity. It sure feels like a long time, doesn't it? But it isn't. So you can imagine how many experiences you've had, that you've gained this wisdom. And I say to myself, well, for heaven's sakes, if I've got all this wisdom, why can't I remember it? Why isn't it right there for me? But that's the whole point. They don't want you distracted from cleaning up what you need to clean up by just sitting around saying, oh, and I have this in my consciousness, and I know that in my consciousness, and I did this, and I did. It's like watching movies 24/7, and you'll never get anything done here. You see, this is where you work. That's why you came here. You came here to work. So if we're distracted by the wonderful, amazing things that we've done in the past, you think we're actually going to get up and go out and do something? No. It's like sitting home, eating bonbons and watching the soaps all day long. And I know people that do that. Your story's even better. So when you clear away everything, right? All the dross, all the fear, all the silly patterns that we hang on to, I have no idea why. Then we start to get the gifts back where we can remember things. We can see things. We'll have deja vu moments that blow our minds. Things that we weren't able to do before, we'll be able to do. And more shall you do. It's true. Get excited. Get excited again about living. You ever watch a kid? They wake up, they can't wait to get the ball in their hand or get their fishing rod or whatever they do. They are so full of life. A waste of energy personally, but it's so much fun to watch them, honestly. I almost feel like I did it after I watched them doing all the things they do. But you know what? In our emotional and mental bodies, those parts of ourself that we've stuffed down with patterns that really are weighing us down, holding us back, and actually making us sick physically. That's where we need to, when we feel something is not right emotionally, deal with it. Don't push it down or say, oh, I'll deal with that on the weekend when I'm not busy. No, because you missed your opportunity. You need to be triggered emotionally to really get stuff out. Don't I know? I couldn't cry to save my life. I couldn't. I wasn't going to show my emotions, for heaven's sakes. Do I look like anything's wrong? Yeah. Everyone said, oh, you're always smiling. You must have such an amazing life. And I thought, if you only knew. Yep. If you only knew. But you know what? We can't make believe anymore and put on a facade, because as we're opening up the layers, and it's just happening naturally, you're starting to be exposed. And others, as they're waking up, they can see all this stuff. And you're thinking, oh, they can't see anything, right? I have my cloak on, I'm smiling, I'm doing all these things to show you how happy I am. But they know. There are some of you here that could target on to somebody in 3.5 seconds. Judy talked about it once, that you just feel it because their energy field's holding all this energy, this dense energy, or there's a shadow over them because they're so down and out. And you say, are you okay? And they go, oh, I'm fine, I'm fine. And then they go, I can't hold it back anymore. Because they can't. And what a beautiful thing that somebody could recognize that they need someone. Yeah. Be the love that you are, wherever you are. And that love will come back to you tenfold. That's how it works down here. What a blessing. Everyone gets mad about the matrix. Stop. It served us well, and it still is, until there is no more, because we won't need it. We be done. And I like that. I like to be done with things. And I'm done because it's 8 o'clock. All right. God bless you. Thank you for listening. Anybody that listens to this on YouTube, um, I ask you to please make sure that you go on to ourdivineorigin.com and sign up to come on the forum so that you can see all three segments of this forum. You only get to see one. Thank you so much for listening, and God bless you all. So that song, Be Kind to Yourself, it fits so clearly into tonight's. I tell you, the way the universe works to put this together is just awesome. Be kind to yourself, love yourself, respect and honor yourself, respect your body, give it a pep talk every day, see it as strong, mighty, filled with love and light. Create yourself into what you want to be. Thank you. So soul graduation, what is this? It's everything that we talked about during segment 2. It's when you have this inspiration coming through you. It could change a person's life and it changes yours. When you listen to that God voice within you, it literally moves you. It teaches you. It brings you beyond your limitations, like it did with the shell she was talking about. She really didn't want to give that up, but she listened to that inner voice, and then look what she found in return. You can never outgive God. You can't. And whatever you give out with love, it becomes a loving gift to somebody else. If it's given and you can't let go of it, or whatever the feeling was that you resented giving it up, that energy is attached to the gift. So remember that when anything's given in love, it becomes a loving gift. I have flowers that are so old, they're still alive, 1 or 2 of them, 4 of them, from this gigantic bouquet somebody brought to the house. And the person keep taking pictures of it as it breaks down into the smaller ones. And the person said to me, I cannot believe those flowers are still alive. And I said, first of all, I'm loving them. And second of all, it was given in love. And that's why they're surviving for so long. So you see, this is your divinity. It doesn't have to be something with wings of angels and songs of the spheres and all of the drama. It can be something as simple as a seashell. It could be something as simple as sharing a thought that comes into your mind, just pops in, and you're willing to say it. It's when you're willing to say it is when that inspiration, you realize this is what I need to do. When we allow ourselves to be who we are and why we came here, then we're going to help the world heal around us. Not everybody in the world, just those that we have contracts with. And believe me, some of you have many, many contracts. Others have a family that they have to concentrate on that one. Others, they have the world to work with wherever you go. Those travelers here that love to go places and be with other people and have those memories of where we were. And I don't buy presents and stuff. I'll bring a rock home, or I'll bring a little soil sample if it's something so different colored than I'm used to. That to me is the treasures of the earth. Yeah. So look at life as a magical carpet ride and just keep moving with it. Allow it to move you. Be able to have the courage to say what comes up into your mind and help somebody in a way that you don't even know sometimes how it affected them. Loaning a book, making a comment, showing somebody how you do something without making it into a lesson. Just be the example for other people that just don't have that imagination that's going to bring those thoughts up. A lot of times thoughts come to everybody and they ignore it. They're afraid to say what comes up in their mind. I was like that when I was young. Boy, not anymore. Be free, because only you can free yourself. That's freedom. That's freedom when you don't try to be what you think the people around you want you to be. When you're willing to be you, authentically you. Yeah. What a power trip that is. It really is. You feel so good about yourself. It changes the whole dynamics of how you go out in the day and how you're going to act with yourself or with others. Uh, I've been before people that were leaders of countries that were very high positions. I've met monks and sadhus and all kinds of people in all different areas of life, the Pope and Mother Teresa, all of these people. And I talk to them just like I talk to you. I didn't put on an air. I didn't act afraid. I didn't think I was less than them. Nobody's less and nobody's more. They might just be in a position you're not in. Big deal. That's the part they're playing in the world. So when you can feel that way, that you can hold your head up and speak to anybody, just as if it's you're talking to your best friend or someone you've known for years, then you know you're coming into yourself. You get over yourself. You stop worrying about what people are going to think of you and just be you. You'd be surprised. People love when you're authentic. They love when you're honest with them. I can't tell you how many people say to me, Barbara, I asked you because I know you'll tell me the truth. Of course, I'll be gentle if the answer isn't exactly what they wanted to hear, but I will be honest with them. And it's the most beautiful thing if you can do that. But be gentle. Just like you would want somebody to be gentle with you, but tell the truth. Okay? This is the graduation. It's getting over ourself on every level. Everything we've been afraid of before, we have to walk through it. And I always would say to myself, I have to do it now or do it later. Let's get it over with. That's the Aries in me. I just walk right into the fire. And when I come out the other side, I realized it's the procrastination that's more painful than what I had to do. Once I did it, it was like, oh my God, that was so cool. Yeah, some things weren't so cool, but I did it anyway because I had to learn. I had to learn from it. Yeah. This is the liberation. And people think they're free on the outside, but if they're not free on the inside, doesn't matter where you are, you're not free. So it's up to us to free ourselves so we can graduate out of this limited sense of ourself. You are unlimited. There's nothing limiting you except your belief system and the patterns that you hang on to, even if you know it isn't going to work anymore. Yes, thank you, Lori. But it's so true. Spirituality is very simple. A lot of people make it all kinds of complex so that you hardly know what to do with it. Here we speak in plain language, give you examples of other people's experience with it. This is how we'll grow together. Nobody's any better. Nobody's any smarter. And oh, they're not any more holy than you. Don't ever put anyone on a pedestal, because when they fall off that thing, it hurts really bad when you're way up there thinking you are just so great. You think I've done it? Yep. You know, we get to different levels and then we have this peace that we haven't had before. And we actually believe that we have reached our Christhood. Yeah, well, then your higher self said, yeah, I'll show you how Christed you are. The next day you have an experience, you go, oh boy, not there yet. So always think in the way that I'm still working my way towards it, no matter how much peace you have, no matter how well you handle your life and the people in your life, just be very humble about it, please, because the universe will whoop your butt and show you just how done you are when you get a little cocky with yourself. But truly, truly honor yourself for every step and stage that you take and how brave you are to be here at this time. So the way you get out of the world is to just let it do what it's doing and keep blessing everything around you, because your little world is what you're responsible for. The people that you have contracts with, especially your families, everyone the closest to you has worked very hard to help you to grow. I want to make sure I'm okay with the time. Okay. All right. So we close here. As I said, I invite everybody from YouTube to come on and be part of this forum. It is really a wonderful experience. God bless you all.
We are deeply grateful for this forum. We thank those in attendance for your attention, for your wonderful questions, future topic suggestions, and stories that touched our hearts and opened our minds to new possibilities. Our collective energy has filled this forum with light and love for each other. We are so grateful that each of us bring guides and angelic beings to the forum, raising the frequency even higher. We are grateful for the assistance, inspiration, and guidance from the benevolent beings overseeing the forum. Know we are all deeply loved and richly blessed. Amen.